Sometimes the best beauty brands aren't created by beauty experts. They're created by people who understand transformation. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, LeAura, and today's guest has a story that completely changed how I think about skincare and self-care. Cheree Ashley is the founder of Osier, a skincare brand rooted in new beginnings and healing. Her journey to become a beauty entrepreneur is nothing like you'd expect, and the personal mission behind it will move you. In the episode, we're talking about why she chose the name Osier, how daily rituals became her anchor, and the powerful reason why a percentage of proceeds goes towards helping others. This conversation is vulnerable, honest, and just inspiring. And fair warning, I definitely cried. So let's get into it. Today, I want to welcome to the podcast Cheree Ashley of Osier, and we're going to have a great conversation about all things wellness and beauty and skincare. So welcome.
Thank you so much for having me on. I'm so excited for today and look forward to chatting with you.
Can you just give us a little intro to your background in beauty and how you became an entrepreneur?
Yes, absolutely. So, I am not a beauty expert. I am somebody who actually comes from the behavioral health space, primarily substance abuse and mental health. So, the way that I got started in this field is a little bit unique and different, but a lot of passion and purpose. So, I come from a history of recovery. I'm personally in recovery, about to celebrate 14 years. And so I firsthand understand the toll that putting bad toxins and substances in your body do to yourself. And, my skin was one of them. And so when I found recovery, taking care of myself through working out, skincare was something I took pride in. And I have a lot of love for my routine, and that's, my self-care, and somebody who slept in makeup days on end and reapplied every day. I really did not take care of myself, and so every day I look forward to that. I look forward to exfoliating and putting good products on my face, but I also have extremely sensitive skin. So we'll get into all of that later, but I definitely took all those things into consideration. So I saw the same effects and insecurities that my clients were having through the programs that I have. I have primarily substance abuse and primary mental health programs. And, through dehydrated skin, dry skin, inflammation, picking, all the things, those insecurities were very real for them as well. So, something that is gentle and light but effective was really my goal when with manufacturer in Korea. So, it is Korean skincare, to really lean in and trust their expertise of what works for me, what I personally like, and what I can kind of bring to the table, whether somebody is new to skincare and they've never used anything and they use their body wash as their face wash, which I am guilty of doing that before too. So something that is simple and effective.
That is a very non-traditional background as a beauty brand founder. So with your experience working in the substance rehabilitation space, helping people through recovery, can you share a bit about that journey and what drew you to that work as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So through my own recovery journey, it's funny because I actually thought I'd be working in the dental field forever because I started very young working at a dentist office, and I was an RDA, so dental assistant, and that was my goal. And then my addiction kind of took me a different direction for a while. And so when I found recovery and went to a program, I was like, aha, this is what I want to do. I want to take my personal experience in my recovery and be able to help others. So I went back to school to become a counselor as well as a certified intervention professional. So I traveled the country for a few years performing hundreds of interventions with family members who had loved ones that were struggling, that were unwilling to get the help that they needed. And so I did that for a long time. And then I realized, everybody needs to start with detox. And so I decided to open a detox only program. And January will be celebrating 11 years open, which is just so crazy to me. Time just flies. And so for years, we were detox only, 7 to 10 days. We really dealt with pretty high acuity. If somebody didn't need to be at a hospital, they were coming to our program. And then we would put them into different programs based on their individual needs. And so then we transitioned at that location and then slowly just expanded. So I do have a few locations. And so that's kind of what got me into the field. I mean, I've worked in this as really just my day-to-day life.
Was there a moment when you realized you wanted to create a skincare brand and maybe not just another recovery-specific resource?
Yeah. So that's a good question. And I haven't talked about this, but working in the mental health and behavioral health space, it definitely comes with its challenges. It's not easy work that we do. And there's a lot of talk of remember to take care of yourself first. And I think we naturally are people pleasers and gift givers, and it's putting others before ourselves. Naturally, we have that in us working in this space. And it's easy to forget to take care of yourself. It's easy to forget those healthy boundaries. And it was getting to a point where I was so involved with work constantly and dealing with chaos and problems and crisis 24/7 for years that I really had to take a step back. Plus being a mom, I've raised 3 children while raising a company in the behavioral health space. And so it was just a lot. So really took some time to start focusing on my self-care and getting back into the gym and being more on top of my own routines. And that kind of really inspired me. We used to provide these little travel size shampoo bottles at the facilities for clients that came in urgently that didn't have any toiletries, and we put our logo on it. And then they started asking questions like, "Oh, is this Bright Future Recoveries?" We're like, "Oh no, it's just from Amazon. We put a logo on it." And that got me thinking, how cool would that be to provide our own products for the facility? And as I started looking into it, what do I use? What would I like? Once I started really looking at the logistics cost associated with it and the time frame and the legalities, I'm like, okay, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this right because I'm not going to spend all this time and money just to have a couple toiletries on the vanity at the facilities. And so that's kind of how the whole thing prospered and turned into what it is today.
Where did you get the name from?
So Osier, originally it was actually a different name. And when we were looking, originally it was going to be Salix. And Salix, we ran into some red flags of legalities with the trademark name. And so we kind of had to change things. And I'm so glad that we did because I've really fallen in love with the aesthetic and the name and the look of everything. But Osier stands for willow tree. And willow tree means new beginnings. And so to me, the name just has so much heart in just the name. And so it's so inspiring just to know what it stands for. You can actually take a branch of a willow tree and replant it anywhere and it will have regrowth. So it's really beautiful. And to me, everybody has the opportunity of a new beginning. Tomorrow's a new day. It's a new beginning. And we're all going to go through trials and tribulations and just in hard times. And that is the one thing I go to bed at night knowing tomorrow's a fresh start. And so whether you are starting a recovery journey, a new career, you move, or you're new to skincare, whatever it might be, I love that a new beginning seems like such an amazing fresh start. You don't have to wait till January 1st. You don't have to wait for something drastic to happen. I mean, every single day we have that gift, and I love it.
That is very empowering and very inspiring at the same time.
Thank you.
The beauty space is considered to be very crowded and competitive. So, what gave you really the courage to enter the industry as a founder, especially coming from recovery work and not a traditional beauty background?
That's a great question. And I don't know. It's one of those things. It's like, should I have looked into that first? Or is it a good thing that I didn't look into it first? Would that have really put some fear in me to not pursue this? Because it is a highly competitive market. There's a lot of amazing brands out there. And I use lots of different brands and products. And so it's like, what differentiates us from other great products? And sometimes I feel like I have the opposite of imposter syndrome. I'm just like, throw me to the wolves. I'm going to figure it out. That's my mentality. and blessing and a curse, but it's like it's a go big or go home mentality, you know? So it's like I love to learn. And if I'm passionate about something, I'm eager to make it work and figure out what steps need to be taken to make it successful. And so when entering this space, I knew why I created it. I knew why I went with the aesthetic of it. I thought, where do I shop? Where do I want to see this? Where do I vision it? How can I help more people through Osier with what I do for work? That was my biggest thing. How can I merge two passions of mine into one? I can only help so many people through my facilities, right? We only have so many beds. How can I get our message out there to more people in a different light? People are not talking about addiction and recovery as much naturally, of course, in the beauty industry. If you're going to a conference to learn or educate yourself on substance abuse and whatnot, I wanted to merge them together. The beautiful thing about Osier as we grow is our give back program and our mission behind the name and the brand. And a percent of proceeds will be going towards helping those that are struggling with substance abuse and mental health get the help they deserve and need that don't have the resources. That's what's different from our brand from other brands. There's a lot of amazing products out there. And when I entered this space, it was one of those things of how honest and how deep do I go if somebody asks me? I'm used to speaking on different platforms. I'm so used to going to conferences, my facilities, or on the phone with a family member and going deep with my story because it's inspiring and it's giving hope to the other person on the other end of the phone or in the room that I'm in, But in this space, it's like, how authentic and open and honest do I get? But, I've every day I just pray on it. Like, God, you know my mission. You know my purpose. I'm not going to change it to fit what it needs to be, or if things aren't happening as quick as I'd like them to be, just stick to my authentic self. And honestly, LeAura, it's been beautiful to see how many people have come to me like, oh, I'm in recovery, or, I lost a family member to addiction. It's really opened up this safe place for vulnerability that people can share their story and their journey and their experiences in this space. And so it's really been really awesome to see.
It's really beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited to be able to talk about my journey and my passion on this platform. I mean,
Yeah.
I would have never thought when I was going through this, if someone would have said in 14 years, you are going to be sharing your journey in the beauty space. And here I am, and I'm doing it. And I'm coming together with such beautiful people like yourselves and other experts, and I'm learning from them. They're learning from me, and we're like, how can we join forces to help more people, make people feel beautiful and take care of themselves and support that and encourage that, all the things.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I need to gather myself for a moment. That was really moving. Talking about a skincare brand with such a strong mission that's tied to your personal mission, but also is a part of the brand story as well, is something that is really special and unique. And I wanted to ask you how important that is for people who are maybe trying to rebuild their lives or improve their self esteem. I would love to hear.
One thing about addiction and recovery, and see, I can get emotional. I swear there's always new things that come up when I have these conversations, is there's a lot of lack of hope. And as much as somebody, even like myself, who's gone through it and has 14 years, somebody who's fresh in it, it's really hard to picture that they can have it too. It really is. And I can speak from experience because you have these people, it's like, I did this, I went through it, but you're in it right now. In that moment, you are struggling. You are just trying to get through the day. And so when someone's trying to see the light at the end of the tunnel, I tell my clients all the time, honestly, if I could do it for you, I would. I know how hard it is. I know your heart is hurting. I know you are so scared and the cravings are kicking your butt, but just get through the day. And one thing about addiction is that instant satisfaction, right? In an unhealthy way. It's not a healthy mechanism by any means or coping mechanism, but it is life. You're looking for that next quick fix, whether it's that next drink, whether it's take those withdrawals away. So when you're going through the process of recovery, you need those little wins. Every day you need something that is going to fulfill that, to make you feel good, to make you feel like you are on the right path, doing the right. And as simple as skin, just when you put on that moisturizer, just when you put on that brighter day serum and you see it, like, I feel brighter, I look brighter, I feel soft, that is an instant feeling of satisfaction and feeling better and feeling good about yourself. And so it's able to give that each day, and it's a simple routine that you can start every day for yourself. And again, it doesn't have to just be recovery. It's anybody who's just trying to better their life and take care of themselves. And if you do that every day or at nighttime, you instantly feel good. It's like making your bed, right? If you wake up and make your bed, no matter what day you have, when you walk back into your room, if your bed is made, you feel a lot more at ease than if you walk into your room with a messy bed. It's those little simple things that we try to teach.
Yeah, the connection to skincare as part of those routines, that's really powerful. And you mentioned one of the products, Brighter Days, which is a vitamin C serum. Can you talk about why you decided to start out the line with a vitamin C serum?
Figuring out which product to start with, definitely, trying all different formulas and trying to narrow that down. Okay, we're going to launch. What do we want to launch with? Whether it's the only two products that you're using or you already have a routine and you want to incorporate something into your routine, you can't go wrong with these products, adding them or starting with them. And so for the vitamin C, you know, feeling bright, if you're feeling dull, like, just when you put the serum on, it really is so refreshing, and it has that squalene in it, which makes your face really soft. It really can be a moisturizer in itself, and it's 3%. So a lot of people also ask, "Why is it 3%? Most are 10%." If you're like me and have extremely sensitive skin or breakout and different products can be too harsh. That was something I did try the 10% when we were formulating, and it was too harsh for me. And I wanted we're scaling back to somebody who's new to skincare products. So what is it that they can use that's gentle, that isn't harsh, but it is effective? That's where we came up with a 3% is it's a great starting point.
That's great. So, how would you encourage people to incorporate the Brighter Days into their routines?
So you can put it under your moisturizer. You can put it under the ceramide cream. I personally use it in the morning. I put it on either underneath my makeup or I put the serum on followed by sunscreen, little lip gloss, call it a day. So I personally like to use it as in my morning routine, but you can use it in your nighttime routine after washing. You would put it on before your moisturizer.
Great. So, let's talk about the recovery ceramide cream.
Ugh, the recovery ceramide cream, my favorite. I love it so much. I personally wear it at night. You could put it day and night. Everybody's different. It's extremely hydrating. I like to put it on at night because when I wake up, my face is still very soft, so I don't really need that reapply, which is why I then use the Brighter Day serum to start my day. The ceramide cream is full of ceramides. That's our natural skin barrier. So when you were asking, why these two products starting, if you're feeling like you haven't been taking, or maybe you're a little bit behind and you're new, I started a little bit later with skincare. We're seeing now that a lot of people are starting a lot younger with their skincare routine. Our barrier starts deteriorating, in our late 20s, early 30s. And so just being able to build that back up and lock in all that hydration that we need to stay looking young, plump, and soft is where this comes into play. People who have struggled with dry or oily skin, because it's so hydrating, you would assume that it's going to leave your skin feeling oily. And the feedback of everyone saying, "Oh my gosh, my face is so soft, it's not oily, and it goes well underneath my makeup," has been awesome to hear.
I think that's a common concern for people who are acne prone or a little bit on the oilier side. There's this thing about adding moisture because you're oily. And if anything, yes, you do need that hydrating product. And it's fascinating to see that the recovery ceramide is something that is really beneficial for all skin types.
Yes, definitely good for all skin types. are working on our rosacea seal. My husband struggles with rosacea, and so he's been my guinea pig as well. And the products are extremely gentle for him. When we say it is truly great for sensitive skin, it really is. And we've done our consumer panel testing and the RIP testing. It all checks out with no allergies and no irritation. And so it truly is. If you have sensitive skin, and you're scared to try products. I have so many people come to me like, "I don't know, I really break out or I get hives and it makes me red." I can't promise anything, but I can like 99.9% tell you that this really is very, very gentle.
Okay, we're talking about skincare. We're talking about the products, and this is what's your skincare routine? Walk us through your current morning routine and evening routine.
Skincare is everything. I swear, I mean, nothing I look forward to my Sundays every day of the week because Sunday is my reset. It's take care of the laundry, get the, fridge stocked up, put a nice mask on and let that stay for a while, read a book. I love that more than anything. It's so crazy. It's like a kid in a candy store. I'm like, which mask am I going to use today? But my day-to-day routine, luckily, because of products, I hardly wear makeup unless I know I'm going to be on a screen or in front of a camera. My day-to-day is no makeup, completely bare face, very natural. I am so thankful because it started with these 2 products for me that I am able to do so. And so at nighttime, I wash my face, I put my ceramide cream on. In the morning, I wash my face after the gym because I like to go to the gym and sit in the sauna, and so it's really good to make sure that you're rinsing and washing all of that, and then I apply my vitamin C serum with some sunscreen. Every day, my face feels bright, light, free, calm. I love
That's great. So, have you noticed any changes in your own skin since using your formulas consistently?
Absolutely, yes. If it wasn't for these 2 products, I would be wearing makeup every single day. I used to have more dark spots, and so just the smoothness, I get so many compliments on my skin, and what's also nice is when you're using products that are effective and making a difference, the less you are applying makeup and the more free you are letting your skin and breathe and really soak in all those ingredients. So, yes, I mean, and extremely soft. That is probably my favorite part. I feel like baby face every day.
I love that. So now I want to do a little bit of rapid fire, ask you some questions and just get top of mind answers. Are you ready?
I'm ready, girl. Let's
All
do it.
right. So, what is your go to comfort beauty product?
My comfort go to has to be my recovery ceramide cream.
Is there a dream person or celebrity you'd love to maybe collaborate with or see even as the face of the brand?
That's a good question. Maybe not one in particular, but I would love somebody that is in recovery who has a similar journey, such as myself, who's gone through it and also loves skincare just as much and is part of their self care routine.
Do you have any advice to share to give someone in recovery who's struggling to feel at home in their skin again?
Yes, if you are struggling, reach out. There is love and support out there. You could always reach out to me, DM me on my social media, Cheree Ashley, and remember each day is a new day. And if you're struggling today, know that tomorrow will be better. And you just have to get through today. Go for a walk, go to the gym, sit in the sauna, put a mask on, meditate, go outside, breathe fresh air, whatever it is you need to do just to get through today. And if you're struggling with that, please reach out.
Thank you so much for your words of encouragement. Is there anything else you'd like to share?
I'd like to share that everyone should stay tuned. We have some really exciting new things coming for the new year, and I cannot wait to share it with everyone. So, yes, definitely follow us on Osier Wellness or my personal page, Cheree Ashley, and stay tuned for what's to come because we are continuing to grow this brand for you and so that your face can have all of these amazing products to be thankful for and part of your routine.
Thank you so much, Cheree. You just mentioned how people can get in contact with you. Where can people shop as well?
Yeah, so directly on our website, www.osier.com. We are also on TikTok Shop, Osier Wellness, as well as Amazon. And you can also find us on eCosmetics.
Thank you so much, Cheree. Thank you again for sharing your story, sharing behind the scenes of the brand and your personal story as well. It is very inspiring, and I encourage everybody to check out Osier, and I will include everything in the show notes and also the description down below. Once again, Cheree, thank you so much for joining us today.